Tanto años espero por mi amor. Bye bye.
Welcome, everybody, to Retail Excellence. We are so excited to be here and partnering with 11 Australia Pro on this. My name is Mark Rodriguez, and this is Alison Rodriguez, and we are Mastermynd Beauty. Al, give them a little bit about yourself if they haven't seen you before.
Hey, everybody. If you haven't met me already, my name is Allison. I am a co-founder of 2 salons in Metro Detroit. My salons have been in business for 15 years and 5 years, and then also owner of Mastermynd Beauty. Mark is actually my brother, so we actually started this business together, and it has been such amazing experience to be able to partner with 11 Australia on this and bring education to the world of beauty.
Yes, and as she said, and as I said before, I think, my name is Mark Rodriguez. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I started my journey in the film and TV world almost 20 years ago. I'm in Los Angeles, California. This is our podcast studio, as you can see behind me. But I'm all about attention and all about how you can maximize digital media to really grow your brand. And when Alison came to me and wanted to start this coaching business, it was an absolute no-brainer just because of the whole beauty world and all of you out there. I just really love the culture of the beauty world. And we love bringing this modernized approach to the beauty world to ensure that we're always staying ahead of the game. We're using all of our tools online to maximize growth, how we're keeping our mindset to ensure that we're really building in the best way possible. And so today we're going to focus in on retail excellence. The reason we're going to do that is because people are saying retail. We lost. You lose something for a second? Al, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, we lost something for a second, but I think we're back on.
Okay, cool. But yeah, today we're honing in on retail. Retail, a lot of people are saying that retail is dead, and we're here to tell you that it's not. When it comes to business, we really want to bring logic to the whole situation. And yes, the world is changing. And yes, how people buy things is changing. But that doesn't mean we quit and we throw things to the side. That means we evolve with the times. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So we have a whole presentation that we're going to bring up. And Luis, if you could bring that, we could start it. All right, retail excellence. Let's head over to the agenda on the second page and we'll break down everything that we're going to cover today. So we have, again, this is not your average retail class. The importance of retail in salons, the psychology of retail, fixing your retail mindset, where the sale actually starts. It doesn't start when they get into your salon and into your chair. We're going to go over how you need to be their go-to beauty source, loyalty points and incentives, breaking that all down so you have like some concrete knowledge on how to break down these incentives and loyalty points to ensure that they're coming back to you to buy. We're also going to break down ChatGPT and other AI and how to utilize that to build your business, creating product-inspired verts. We call them verts, vertical videos or reels, TikToks, YouTube shorts, etc. We'll break that all down and give you a complete guide to take out all the guesswork and ensure that you're able to create really great content that's going to help build your books. Retail sales are actually income goals. We're going to break that down. And then we have some tools. We have our Elevate Planner and our Mastermynd Beauty membership called the Beauty Mind that we're going to break that all down as well. But before we do, let's get into the next slide. Take it away, Al.
All right, so this is, like Mark said, not your average retail class. And what we mean by that is, for me, being in the industry for 20 years now as a stylist, salon owner, beauty coach, so much of retail classes revolve around putting the product in the client's hand and letting them feel it, letting them touch it, putting it in their hair, letting them put it in their hair, walking them through the retail area, bringing them up to the front desk and sending them home with the product. And while we will talk about a little bit of that today, and while those things are important in most situations where people do want to touch and feel the product, like Mark said, we're going to dive into where the sale actually starts and a huge piece of information that people are missing to actually drive retail sales and make retail successful in your business and not feel like you need to get rid of retail altogether. Unfortunately, a lot of salons are doing these days. So, welcome to a modernized approach to upping your retail game.
All right, so we can dive into the next slide, and we're going to break down like the importance of retail in salons. Alison, when we talk about this, Alison carried what was a 30% RTS for her entire career, almost without even trying. Because when we're thinking about utilizing or maximizing your career and your sales and in just your time, your overall time, what streams of income do you have coming in? You have people coming into your chair, and then you have retail. Eventually, once you start coaching, and there's other things that can come with all of this, but we're true believers that you need to evolve the way that you go about things, not just to sell more retail and make more money, but giving the complete experience to these people that are sitting in your chair. This whole guide that we're going to break down today is really going to make you your best self within all of this. And as we make ourselves better and as we become even better professionals, the sales and the money follows. Be that person that your clients can come to for everything, and then they won't go anywhere else. So the importance of retail and salons is absolutely huge, and retail is not dead.
Yeah, if you have listened to any podcasts that are really popular in the industry right now, from a lot of business coaches who have a lot of really great things to say, unfortunately, some of them are pushing that retail is dead. And Mark and I could not disagree more. It is a huge misconception that salons don't need to carry retail anymore, or that salons shouldn't carry retail anymore. I received a message on my Instagram yesterday from a friend who moved to Texas, and she said, my salon does not carry retail. And I'm so disappointed every time I go in, and I can't leave with product I know have to go shop somewhere else. And that blew my mind. So, even just hearing from one consumer of how inconvenient that was for her to visit a salon who doesn't carry retail anymore and are telling her to go shop elsewhere for that retail. So, some things that retail can bring to our salons: increased revenue. Like Mark said, I carried a 30% RTS for the majority of my career. I didn't even know I was selling that much retail. It's just in my blood, it's in my business. It's part of what I do. And a lot of stylists, I've seen on Instagram, they'll say, it's not my job to sell, or I didn't get into this industry to sell my clients. I don't want my clients to feel sold. Again, I could not disagree more. Your clients need to feel like they can come to you for all things beauty. It's not selling them, it's taking care of their hair. It's helping them take care of their hair when they leave your salon. And all the things we know to be true about brands like 11 Australia is that they lock the color in, and they help you have healthier hair and keep your color longer, and maintenance in between visits, all of these things. And if we aren't taking the industry back and taking that seriously, yeah, our clients are going to go spend their money elsewhere. But why not be the beauty experts of the industry and make sure that that stays a strong point in our salons? Retail, we can't let it go. We have to hold on to that and make sure that we are adapting to the way that consumers shop and the way that they, learn about products and the way that they decide what products they're going to purchase. We need to adapt to the times rather than give up. Client loyalty. There are a large percentage of clients who will be loyal to your business because they bought product. So, clients that purchase product in your salon are more loyal. That is a proven fact. It positions the stylist as the experts. Like I just said, we need to make sure that we are not just claiming to be just a hairstylist. We're not just a hairstylist. We are the beauty expert that our clients need. We aren't just the one that paints their hair and sends them home. We're the ones that help them maintain that look throughout their day to day. And if we're not sure of what they're using on their hair, or if we're not claiming to be that beauty expert that should be making those recommendations to the client, it could be, really scary for their hair. I just had a client who purchased something off of TikTok, and she's not my personal client. She sees another stylist in my salon, but she no longer saw the importance of using salon quality products. So she got sucked into the TikTok trap, purchased something online, and I'm not kidding you when I tell you her hair was falling out by the clumps. She lost so much hair because this product was eventually ended up being a lawsuit type of a situation, but she didn't know better. She just bought something that the influencer said she should use, and it turned out to actually be like a huge health concern. So we need to make sure that we are, positioning ourselves as the beauty experts. It extends the results of the service, which is pretty obvious for stylists. We know that the products that you use help maintain the color and your look throughout, in between services. And then it provides a stronger brand experience. So when stylists come into your salon, they need to look around and be able to feel what type of brand you are. I'll use like a holistic salon as an example. If you're a holistic salon and you really believe in health and wellness and earthy ingredients and things like that, when someone walks into the salon, everything in that salon should speak to that. So carrying retail products really help us make our brand identity more obvious, and it speaks to our clients the second they walk in the door.
Yeah, and I think the main thing here for people to stop or wanting to stop selling retail is they just kind of giving up because, well, they're just going to buy it from here anyways. They're just going to buy it from there anyways. It's too much competition. We can't just quit, right? The world is evolving, so we need to evolve with the times, and we need to compete within all of this. And the great thing about competing and using digital media, which we'll talk a little bit more later, is that that's going to position you to build your books and just become this expert that they want to come to for all of this. We're not saying get out there and sell more. We're saying educate more on why you should use these products. And then the other thing on the other flip side of that is that building these relationships with these brands brings so much more opportunity to you as well. Being true believers in the 11 products for so many years, and then forging this relationship that now we're coaching you, because it's not just because we've been coaching and they saw something that we're doing. It's because we've built this brand relationship. We love what they're doing. They love what we're doing. And now we're coming together to really give this message to help all of you. But they're brand relationships. We're building careers here. We're not just, like Alison said, we're not just doing hair. We're not just a hairstylist. So I want to say thanks for some people commenting in the chat too. We have Samantha, Ashley. What's up, Ashley? Chelsea. What's up, Jessica? Hey, but yeah, retail is definitely not dead, and we're going to break down even further why that is the case. Hop to the next slide. All right, the psychology of retail sales.
All right, so the psychology of retail sales, what does that mean? It means to be the problem solver for your clients' hair concerns. So as we said, we're not selling here, we're educating. The clients are coming to us with a hair concern. Pretty much every client that sits in your chair has a problem with their hair that they're not happy with. Whether it's that their hair is flat, their hair gets oily fast, their color's not holding, whatever it is, they have a problem. And it's our job as the stylist to solve that problem for them. And sure, maybe they're coming in for a maintenance visit. Maybe they don't have some huge problem with their hair, but it's really important to ask them, do you love everything about your hair right now? Because I guarantee you there's at least one thing that they don't totally love about their hair that could be solved with take-home product or an in-salon treatment even. So we need to become the problem solvers. Now, in terms of social media, which we will get into as well, on social media, you need to be positioning yourself as the problem solver as well. So problem solving should actually encourage you to create so much of the content you're putting out there. If you're working in the salon one day and it's, a Tuesday and you've got 2 clients, I would actually take those 2 clients' hair concerns and use that as inspiration. You don't have to post that client's exact hair and their exact problem, but using that as inspiration to create content and really become the problem solver so that other people view you as that, and then they will then also come to you to get their hair done because they see that you can solve problems for them. Ask discovery questions to target their specific hair concerns. So what we mean by that is you need to be asking them, first of all, what is the problems that you're having with your hair? And then we want to be able to repeat the problem back to them in a way of, okay, so because you said that your hair is oily, I'm going to use this product on you, which is going to help your hair not become so oily so fast and you can go longer in between services. Or because you said that your hair gets really flat, I'm going to use the volume foam on you so that your hair is more voluminous after your blowout. And really targeting those specific hair concerns and solving the problem for them, but repeating it back to them in a form of active listening. Okay, so I already said that's a practice active listening. So the formula for that is because you said you have blank, I'm going to use blank to blank your hair. So whatever their problem is, you're repeating it back to them, and then you're solving the problem for them. Don't sell the product, sell the emotion. So how is that product going to make them feel? How is your services going to make them feel? This is another thing that we should first be portraying on social media. People don't buy a service or a product. They don't just purchase it because you said it's good. They want to know how it's going to make them feel, what the scent is going to make them feel like. If it smells refreshing, they need to know that it's going to make them feel so refreshed. Or it's got this beautiful scent that's just like they love that smell of, coconut or things like that. They need to know how that's going to make them feel. And it's not just this is what the product does, it's this is how you're going to feel when you use it. So you're selling the emotion, not the product or the service. And then be confident and stronger in your recommendations. So avoid saying things like, they say that this works really well, or they say that this has 11 they say that this has 11 benefits. No, you're saying it has 11 benefits. If you're using Miracle Hair Treatment on your client and you know that it has 11 benefits, you need to be so confident in telling your client that this hair product is going to make their hair smoother, shinier, protect from the sun damage, style less frizz, all of those things, and avoid saying things like, this is supposed to work really well. This is supposed to make your hair really healthy. Because that just comes off as like that you're not confident and you're not a believer in your products. These are things that I notice in salons when I'm educating, when I'm teaching other people. I notice that sometimes this is how we naturally speak to our clients, and the client just kind of they won't believe you because you don't really believe what you're saying either when you speak that way. So yeah, you just have to be really confident in what you're saying and know the products that you're talking about. Put in the education, just like you are now, to really learn the products and know them front and back.
And I would say go above and beyond as well. Oftentimes when we bring on like a new employee or something, they're trying to get their bearings and understand how to speak the language, and they ask questions like, how do you remember all this? How do you do that? It comes down to the research and putting out content about all of this. It's easy. It's hard to be confident if you're just coming in and you don't know really what you want to say, or you're trying to remember everything. But if you make a video a week about certain products and you study this and you talk about the benefits regularly, you won't even think about what you're saying. It'll just become second nature. So we have to put in the work like you're doing today and watching this course. You have to do the research. You have to practice until it becomes second nature. And that's going to take time. So if that's not you right now, that's okay. But actively doing the research, actively making more and more content is just going to be huge for you. That's my favorite thing about social media. People make social media so difficult, but if you're finding out where these problems that people are having, and Alison, I love how you broke it down about asking these questions, because questions create voids within the psychology of a sale. If you create a void based on a question about a pain point that they're having with their hair, you now can come and solve that for them. So we're asking questions, we're understanding, we're using these as opportunities to then be the person that can come and solve these problems for them. And it does take time, but eventually you will know everything. And that's just going to make you an even better professional and even better, making more money every single year as well.
All right, we need to fix your retail mindset. So Mark and I talk a lot about mindset. Mindset to me has so much to do with the amount of success that we experience in our lifetime. If you believe that your clients don't want to buy retail, if you believe that retail is not important, if you believe that a product doesn't do a certain thing and that it's not worth using or treatment is not worth selling, it doesn't work that great, it's not going to. It's just simply not going to. You need to fix your mindset. You need to really commit to the things that are going to make you successful, because it's just, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to use this product because they said that it works really well, and then sell the product. You need to really fix your mindset and know, yes, this product works. I'm going to do the education. I'm going to talk to my clients about it. I'm going to use it on all different hair types and really get to know how this works, or treatment, really get to know how this works. And then really adapt that mindset that you are the professional that's making these recommendations. So the first step is to shift your mindset from selling to serving. I promise you, in 20 years of doing hair, your clients want to be educated on product. My clients are no different than anyone else's. But yet I hear so many times from stylists all over the country that their clients don't buy retail. Their clients aren't interested. Their clients don't, they don't see that buying salon quality products are important. And that is all the stylist mindset. No client is necessarily telling them that or teaching them that. That's just they're just kind of saying that because of the client's behaviors, rather than educating them and really getting the client to understand the ingredients behind these products, why they are so amazing, that they don't cause buildup, and really helping educate them so that they can also believe and experience the amazing quality of 11 Australia products, or just salon quality products in general. So shifting that mindset from selling to serving. We're no longer selling product. We are serving our guests. Reframe retail as education for clients. So again, the clients want to be educated. We need to take the whole retail experience of using the products on them and stocking the products on our shelves. My beautiful 11 Australia product shelves right behind me. We need to use that as education, use shelf talkers, things like that, and really educate the clients from the second they walk in the door, or the second they step foot onto your social media. The second they open your Instagram page, they should immediately be being educated on products. Now, this doesn't mean never. I'm sorry, the font is small on my phone, so I'm having trouble reading it. No doesn't mean never. It just means not right now. So if you're asking a client, are you interested in this product today? And they say no, it doesn't mean we're never going to use that product on the client again. It just means not right now. So if you do a treatment on a client, and you get all done with that treatment, and you also sell that treatment as take home, you get them up to the front and you say, were you interested in taking this home today? Or the front desk says, were you interested in taking that treatment home today? And they say no. The next time that client comes in, we should actually be doing that treatment again and showing them that yes, this treatment works. Yes, it was beneficial. Yes, using it over time is going to make their hair better and better and better. And I promise, if you're consistent in the products that you're using on your clients, and you're intentional about using these products, they will eventually learn that these products are amazing and they will see the importance of them. A lot of times I feel that stylists will use whatever products they find their favorites in. So if they love using it on themselves, they use those clients on their products or on their clients. But if those products are not chosen intentionally for the client will realize that. They will realize that you're just throwing whatever products you feel like at them. They will realize that these products are not necessarily what you use on them because it will benefit their hair, that you're just kind of grabbing a few products off the shelf and putting it on their hair. So you really need to be intentional about the products that you're using on your clients, and use them for a reason. And again, use that active listening to repeat the problem back to them and then solve that problem for them. And like I said, believe in those products that you're using on your clients.
Yeah, and there's two things I want to add based on fixing your retail mindset as well, is that we have to be giving with no expectations, because there are going to be no's. If every no that we take, or we just, oh man, I hate hearing the word no, we don't care. We're trying to give everybody the information. Everybody you speak to, because you're a hair specialist, you're speaking to people and telling them what they should do and some new facts that you heard or some new products that are out there that are, because 11 really cares about the environment as well. Like these are things to believe in. These is a product to believe in. So we just want to help the world. If they want to, if people are ready to take that, or they have the finances now to buy it, or whatever the case is, that's none of your business. That will come. But if you take away the expectations, that allows you to stay on offense and just educate the whole world on why they should do this through your social media, through the conversation at the grocery store, to your family and friends, to your customers, to your clients that sit in your chair. We just want to give them the information. And when they say no, we cannot take it personally. Do not take any of this personally. I've had in my career within our digital agency, it's taken me 6 months to 2 years sometimes to sell a client. The timing wasn't right. So sometimes the timing just isn't right. But I don't care if they say yes or no. I know what I'm saying is going to benefit them, and that's all I care about. When they're ready to then purchase that, then we can work together. But I'm not going to just stop saying what I know and know to be the truth. I had a client one time. We were doing a commercial with them, and she came back after she said no initially, that she couldn't afford the budget. She came back and she said, "You know what, Mark? You are such a good salesman, because even when I say no, I feel like I made the wrong decision." And I didn't mean to do that. I'm not tricking her into doing work with us. I'm trying to help her get more attention to make more sales. So within this, we're not trying to sell them something to sneak something through the door and hopefully they'll buy it so that I can, afford my apartment or home. No, I'm trying to improve the service. I'm trying to improve their lives by giving them the truth. And I'm the one that should be telling them, because I've been studying this every single day. And that's really those two components are going to make your journey through this a little bit easier, because you're not going to take things personally and you're not going to have expectations. Yes, that doesn't mean you don't have goals. There are certain things that we want to hit every single month, but we have to relieve some of the pressure so we can stay on offense to get the word out enough to then allow the return on our investment of time to actually make sense and then turn it to dollars and hit our goals.
Love that. All right, this is my favorite part of all of the slides that we're going to go over today, where the sale actually starts. Mark, go ahead and take this one.
All right. So where does the sale actually start? It starts before they get in your chair. It starts at home. It starts when they log into their social media platforms. There's so much attention on social media right now, and clients are being sold to the second they log into those social media platforms by influencers, by other brands, by network marketers. That's where the attention is. So that's where we need to be. If you're not online and posting on social media and taking advantage of digital media, then you are going to fall by the wayside. Then retail will be dead for you. Your sales will be down for you. You won't be becoming, your highest potential. You won't be chasing that. So we need to get in the game and be creating content on these platforms. So your first opportunity to introduce retail to your clients is on social media. So I hope that you're using Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Facebook. The vertical video right now, which we'll break down, as I mentioned here in a few more slides, has the highest organic growth. And just to shape your mind within the digital media world right now, we've covered this on previous 11 Australia education classes. But the reason there is high organic growth right now on these platforms is because TikTok came in and changed the game. What happens when you put out a vertical video right now is TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts and Facebook, they have AI that basically sends your content to people that it thinks will find it interesting. So even if your video yesterday got 2 views, today could be 2 million. But if we're creating valuable content on these social media platforms and we're distributing it regularly, we're going to increase the amount of attention that we have. And when we increase the amount of attention, then we become a trusted source. Then we can sell more. We can sell anything to people once we have their attention, but we have to get their attention. So it has to be valuable. So create curiosity and excitement before they even walk through the door on these social media platforms. If 11 releases their new line or a new product, you should be the first one that wants to put the content out there. And you should be showing up as a brand rep for the brands that you carry. So learn something from a lot of these multi-level marketing reps that are selling these products, that are on social media, using it actively. This is where you are going to get people's attention. And the great thing about that is you might not get consistent viewership for a while, but once you start getting consistent viewership and you continue to show up, what they do is they come back and they watch all your previous videos. So just because it doesn't go viral today, or just because you didn't get that much engagement today, doesn't mean that the whole game can't change tomorrow. You're always one video away from just having your career blow up. And it doesn't matter what stage of your career you're at. We really need to prioritize social media right now. The game hasn't always been like this. It used to be extremely expensive to run ads elsewhere. But once Facebook came out, and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, this is where all of the attention is right now. This is where I spend a lot of my time. This is where I'm sure you spend a lot of your time, but we have to be a practitioner in putting the content out there. We can't just be the one consuming the content. So
I'm going to jump in real quick and talk about the MLM thing.
Go ahead.
I think that so many hairstylists, like, it's kind of a joke, right? Like, oh, don't use XYZ brand. And, everyone just kind of like, oh, it doesn't work, whatever. You need to be the brand rep for the brands you carry, just like they're doing. There is so many people who did not spend a second in beauty school who are selling the heck out of shampoo and conditioner. They've never went to beauty school. They did not grow up in the beauty industry. They are literally just selling shampoo and conditioner through an MLM company. And we can hate on that all we want as beauty professionals, and this is our industry and all that good stuff. But listen, if you are not showing up as the MLM rep, I'm not going to mention any brands, of the brands that you carry for, 11 Australia, like, you're doing something seriously wrong. You need to be showing up as that on social media the same way they are, and learn something from them. I think 90% of the time, if I go to a hairstylist Instagram, like, I can't tell what brands they use. They don't really talk about the products. They just show afters of hair 90% of the time. It's just a bunch of backs of people's heads, maybe a little bit of reels of clients enjoying a service and things like that, but not a lot of times do you see the brands that they use. And it's just really important to show up as the brand rep, show up as someone who's proud to be carrying these products. Before they come to your salon or sit in your chair, they should already know what products you sell, and they should have a pretty good idea of what they need based off of the content they've been seeing on your page. If they found you on Instagram, if you're creating content for the fine-haired girlies, like, they should come in and know exactly what you would recommend for fine hair, just based off of the content you've been putting out.
Yeah, and even going back even farther to something I mentioned before, like, people are, they're just going to buy it on X, Y, and Z, and they'll just get it in 24 hours. It's so convenient for them. You know what's more convenient than getting something next day is getting something before I even leave the salon, before I leave the chair. So I think reframing it that way, people are already in your chair, so we need to ensure that they're taken care of even when they leave as well. So you're totally right, Al. I think it does. It just comes down to putting the content out there and really stealing like an artist, seeing what the MLM people are doing, seeing what other stylists are doing, and doing something similar to them, and making it personalizing it, and also being super passionate about it as well. There's a sales funnel within all of this. It's like a conveyor belt. So from your social media platform to them sitting in your chair, to them checking out, to them going home, that is your conveyor belt. So we want to create a funnel just to ensure that as it's coming down to that point of sale, that you've done everything in your power to ensure that they know what they need, that they are able to justify the price point because of all of that. And because you are the one telling them this, they're going to be so excited next time they sit in your chair, because they're going to feel completely taken care of. So if you are specific, educational, and intentional, by the time a client arrives in the salon, they will already know exactly what they want to purchase. So that takes out a lot of the guesswork. as we talked about in the beginning, there used to be courses saying like, show them how to use it, do this, try it on their hair, have them try it on their hair. If you've already done that in your content, that simplifies the process. When they do sit in your chair, they don't have any questions about it. They're ready, they're convinced, and they're going to buy.
When I was doing hair full time, I would, post a video of me using a product, because what most clients want to see is what you use on your hair. Yes, it's cool to see what you use in salon on other people's hair, but they want to know what you use on your hair, because again, they're looking at you as the beauty expert, whether you see that or not. So they want to know what you're using. So I would create a, reel or a tutorial or something like that of me using a product. And the clients would be ready to purchase that when they came in that week. So whoever I had on my books that week, they would be like, oh, what was that one product you posted about? And say it's just like a texture spray. They're like, I want that texture spray. Your hair looked so good when you use that. I don't even have to tell them the ingredients. I don't even have to tell them how to apply it. They watched the video, they saw that I love my hair, and now they want to buy it right when they walk in the door. So when they come in and they're asking those questions and you've already started that conversation, you use it on them, it's a no-brainer. They want it. They already had it in their head when they came in. So that goes for the same as shampoo, conditioner, all the things. If you're posting about it and they come in and they ask about it, you then use it on their hair. You don't even have to go through all of the, what some stylists would feel are like awkward steps to getting them to take home product. You don't have to go through any of that, because you've already literally made the sale just based off of the content that you put out and then using it on them when they come in.
Yeah, and that you need to be creating content. I know like most people know that at this point. And if you're struggling to come up with ideas, there are products galore that you could break down. You could break down 11 products. You could break down why you don't use other products. You know what I mean? So there's so much to do out there. And like I mentioned before, this is just going to make you an even better professional. And the reason why you will be there, go to Beauty Source.
So I have a story. So I was just out in Los Angeles with Mark last month, and I was out there for a whole month, and I purposely didn't bring shampoo and conditioner because I was like, I'll just buy what I need when I get there. I'll probably go through it in a month anyway. So I got there, and it was a little bit inconvenient for me to go to the professional beauty supply. It was 45 minutes away from where I was staying, and I was just like, I need to get over there to get shampoo. And at this point, I'm regretting not purchasing or not bringing what I already owned with me to California. But I'm like, I just got to get to the store and purchase some. Now, there was another beauty supply closer that didn't carry Love in Australia. And so I was avoiding going there. But, as a professional, we save tons of money on shampoo. And so even me, who could save tons of money on professional shampoo and conditioner, was tempted to purchase out of convenience. And when, there's Sephora's and Ulta's everywhere, and our clients are going into these stores. And so if even me as a beauty professional who has never bought product, not even when I was a kid, from those stores, as I grew up in a beauty professional family and have been blessed with using professional products my whole life, I've never had to really splurge on products. But even me in I think I was at Sephora or something like that, I was tempted to just get shampoo there because I'm already there. I'm surrounded by products, and I don't have to go 45 minutes to the store where my 11 stuff is. And I talked myself out of it. I'm like, I cannot, why would I? First of all, I'm going to hate my hair. But this is what our clients are experiencing when they go to Target, when they go to Ulta, when they go to Sephora. They're shopping out of convenience. And so what I ask you guys is, have you ever walked into a Target and bought things you didn't need? It's almost like Target told you what you needed. You walk in and all of a sudden your car is full of all these things you didn't know you needed. Our clients are experiencing that as well. And unfortunately, they're buying products, beauty products, at these stores out of convenience, and they aren't being recommended to them out of the needs of what they need for their hair. They're not being recommended by a professional. They're not being recommended because it will be good for their hair or because it's a trusted brand. They're simply shopping out of convenience. So you need to be their go-to beauty source. Offer the full beauty experience. When they come in, I always say your clients should be able to purchase anything beauty related from your salon. So some people, even go as far as offering like silk pillowcases and things like that, really cool retail items that scream, maintaining beauty. So shampoo, conditioner, clips, um, hair ties, all the.
Oh, looks like we lost her. Um,
Are we
there
good?
Yeah, we're good. You're
Am I
back.
here?
Yeah.
The second that you recommend them to go purchase something from anywhere else, if it's your brush that you have and they're like, where'd you get that brush from? And you don't retail that brush, and you send them to another store or a website to purchase that brush, they also now are going to buy other retail products there. It's
Mhm.
just out of convenience. You've now told them basically without saying it that you trust these other sources,
Mhm.
and you need to be the go-to
Yeah.
beauty source.
Yeah, you're shaping their behavior in a different way away from you that's giving the money away. And also now they've shopped there. Maybe this is their first time that they've shopped there. Now that company has their email address and now they're selling to them regularly. And that's a huge sale, a huge client that you could be maximizing and not selfishly, of course, to enhance their life through these beauty products. I love the idea of silk pillowcases and everything there too.
Yeah, there's some really cool brands that, salons are starting to carry, and it really just it positions those salons as the professionals. So these clients are now they walk in and they're like, "Oh, I want this, I want that." And you're not saying like, "Oh, you can go get a similar brush, down the street," and sending them down the street for even simple things like hair clips or wedding accessories, things like that. When you offer those in your salon is now the place that they're going to go to buy those sort of things. And when they're in Target, they're not going to be tempted to try that brand that, Target's featuring. And then, by the way, the second they walk by those products, they're starting to get pinged on social media and they're getting reminded of those products. I mean, like we've all experienced it. And so it's just like we really need to avoid sending our clients anywhere else for anything beauty and be the place that they go to buy hot tools, to buy brushes, to buy styling combs or wide tooth combs, all of those things. Really consider carrying all of those things in your salon so that you can position yourself as the expert.
Yeah, and ask that question too. Is there anything else that you'd like? Well, because if they're already buying one thing, or if they want to buy multiple, we're going to get into incentives and everything and loyalty points in a second. But just asking those questions to ensure that everything that they need. Hold on a second.
To ensure that everything that they need is in your salon.
There you go.
All right.
Carry on.
Yes.
There we go.
All right. Next slide. All right, so loyalty points and incentives. So as I said, I've been in business for 15 years in my salons, and I worked in another salon for a few years before that. So in the beginning of my career,
Mhm.
we didn't have loyalty points. We didn't have a whole lot of sales. We might every once in a while like throw a last minute sale together, or a promotional idea, things like that. But we did not have we really didn't give our clients any thanks for shopping with us. And I think we missed out on a lot by not doing that. But as time went on and we started to change our business model and we grew our team, we started implementing things that larger companies do right, like loyalty points and incentives, and it really changed the game. And you start to realize that people do spend their loyalty places where they do receive points and things like that that they can then turn around and use towards products or services. So implement a loyalty points program to clients so that they can be rewarded for their purchases. I have an example here that my salon company uses. So we give 1 point per dollar that the client spends. So whether they buy retail or a service, no matter what, they get a point for every dollar that they spend. And then they get 100 points for pre-booking. So pre-book would be anything before they leave the salon. If they schedule their next visit before they leave, they get 100 points of loyalty points. And then they get 1,000 points for sending a referral. So if they send 2 referrals, they get 2,000 points. And it's all built in. The software just automatically generates that. So it's nothing that you have to really keep track of if you're using a good software company that can build this out for you. At my salon companies, 2,000 points equals $20 off. So I always tell my clients, like, if you send me 2 people, you're already getting $20 off. Once you spend, $2,000, you'll also get $20 off. But multiple pre-books total up really quickly, and they can use all of these points on retail or services because they're just dollars. So we just treat them like cash. And then you can offer incentives like double points. So for us, like Tuesdays tends to be like a slower day. And so sometimes we'll do double points on Tuesdays, or you could do double points on, say, miracle treatment, like the special edition gold miracle treatment just came out. You could do double points on that and really just like start promoting loyalty in your business. Not only is that going to get them to spend be more loyal to your salon, but it's almost like subconsciously, like they start to realize that you appreciate their business and that you need their support. So yes, like you're thanking them for your loyalty, but you're also saying, I need you to be loyal here. We really appreciate it. We're really working hard to thank you for your loyalty.
And when you're already amazing at what you do, right? Your product, as far as a stylist or as a beauty professional, you're already someone that they trust and that they want to go to, they want to tell the world about. And then you have the products and you're knowledgeable about the products that are best for them and their hair and their health and the environment as well. And now we're incentivizing them to then tell even more people about that or buy even more. And it's just like this revolving door that just continues to pour people in. And that's what building a business is. That's what it takes. So these are things that I think might be too complex initially when people start thinking about them. But now that we have broken it down, really consider actively, creating this loyalty program and giving these incentives, and it can really transform your business.
All right.
All right,
So
let's get into AI.
yes. So we use ChatGPT typically, but AI just in general for content creation, helping us to create different types of content and planning out different types of content. You can use it for spelling and grammar, making sure that you're coming off as a professional. For research and discovery, it has been Google for me. I don't even remember the last time I Googled something because I typically will turn to ChatGPT for things that I used to Google and do my research there. And image creation, which has been really, really huge for us at Mastermind Beauty.
Yeah.
So we're going to
And
show.
Gemini is Google's new version of AI. ChatGPT, of course, was like first to market, and they're doing some incredible things there. If you haven't started using AI, I know you've probably heard about AI and how to use artificial intelligence. And maybe you're thinking, well, there's nothing that I could actually use it for. You could use it for so much. You have to be a practitioner in this. This is one of those new things. And listen, the future of using the internet, whether it's AI, a new social media platform, et cetera, we can't get lost in the way that things used to be. We can't get lost with, well, no, I'm already on this, and this. I've already been doing this. I don't need to do that. We need to be forward thinking. Chelsea asked a question. Do you have to pay for Gemini? Initially, Gemini is free. I think through your Gmail, they're offering you, and it's cool because it's just kind of plugged right into your Gmail. But eventually, I don't know if there is a free long-term version. There was initially for ChatGPT, but yeah, eventually they do give you a free initial. I don't know if
Like
it's
a
a couple
trial.
weeks or a month or a few months, trial for that. But ChatGPT is still very forward. There's other AIs coming out, but we don't want these to become crutches for you. We want these to enhance everything that you're doing, allowing you to do more. So as Alison said, with the content creation, oftentimes before we create content, we might think like, how could I even, I don't even know where to start. I don't know. I don't have any ideas. Well, we're going to play a video for you here, and this is going to break down how we start content creation with ChatGPT. Al, if you want to break down kind of what's happening.
Yeah, so this is me telling ChatGPT that I want it to help me create an Instagram caption talking about 11 Australia's top 3 best-selling products. So immediately it spits out the top 3 best-selling products from 11 Australia. It pulls this information from the internet, and sometimes it will even incorporate ingredients. You can actually ask it to specify ingredients. So sometimes I'll say, create an Instagram caption talking about 11 Australia's miracle hair treatment and include the hero ingredients that make this product amazing. Now, I will always recommend that you cross-check this information because humans and robots make mistakes. So you just never know if, there's something off with the way that it's spitting that information back out to you. But typically it's very, very accurate. And what I will say is do not ever copy and paste from ChatGPT. It doesn't sound like you. It's obviously generated through AI. People know that. You just don't want to look like you're not putting effort into your content. You want to use it more as inspiration. So what I would do if I was asking ChatGPT to create this Instagram caption for me, and it gives me, for example, like we just did, the 3 top best-selling products, I wouldn't just use that for one reel. I would probably make a reel about each of those products. And then I would also make a reel about the top 3 best sellers. And then I would also use, if it gave me any ingredients, I would also use that as a separate post to talk about ingredients that are in 11 Australia's products. And then I wouldn't just create, like, say I did use this information to do the top 3 bestsellers, or maybe it's my top 3 favorites. I would create a reel. I would also create a carousel post, and I would also create a static post about these products. And then I would go back and I would see which one performed the best, because you can also see, kind of A/B test your content and see what is working best for your audience. So, when you're using ChatGPT to create content, the reason you don't want to just copy and paste again is because it does sound like a robot, and it also, you're not going to retain that information. But if you really use that information to then reword it into what you actually say, and you take out those words that they're going to give you that you would never say, like things like foster or I don't even know. There's all kinds of words that they spit out that just are not typically in your vocabulary on Instagram. Maybe if you're having a professional conversation, but on Instagram, you want to have your personality. So you want to just take that content that it's giving you and reword it a little bit and just use that. You will then actually retain that information. You'll actually be able to learn more about those products, which is what Mark was saying before. It's almost like studying the products and really getting to know them. And then now when you're behind the chair, you've already had to do your research and learn about the product through ChatGPT for your Instagram captions. And now you're retaining that knowledge. And when you're behind the chair, you're then saying that to your client, and you've learned more about the product, which is just incredible.
Yeah. So it definitely, when you're creating content or whatever you're using ChatGPT or any of these AI platforms for, we don't want them to become a crutch that you did something, you throw it out there, and then you're like, I'm done for the day. No, it's where everything can start, or it's a great starting point with like the research and discovery. It's just, even if you're not creating content and you're just trying to learn more, it's a great place because it kind of funnels all of the best research into one place, but always cross-check everything and make it in your voice. Your voice is something that people are drawn to. Oftentimes we try to put on this professional face and like, let me just talk just like this and, whatever the case. But really, people love your personality. They love who you are as an individual. And we want to lean into that. We're not trying to be like anybody else. We're trying to be like ourselves. So we can take that. It can start there. And as we're creating a retail inspired vert, we're going to break down how to go about this. So user generated content, or UGC, basically just you creating content, right? You're the user generating the content, is king on social media right now because it's authentic, it's valuable, and it's simple. So when people are coming to you, oftentimes we want this overproduced something to kind of make it super sleek. That was the way of the past. Right now, just something very simple, natural lighting, shot with your smartphone is perfect because it doesn't feel like you're trying to sell anybody anything. So if you're coming up with a retail inspired vertical video for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Facebook Reels, we initially need to come up with a concept. So how do we come up with a concept? We could start with ChatGPT, just like we just showcased, Or we could go steal like an artist. I'm a huge fan of stealing like an artist. And by this, I mean going out to see what is doing well on social media. It doesn't even have to be in the beauty world, it could be any genre of business. And you want to take those concepts. There's one that I'm falling in love with right now, and we actually have it in our membership that we'll talk about in a second. But it's a paper airplane. They fold a paper airplane and they throw it, and then with their phone, they follow the paper airplane through the office. And for this would be the salon. And the great thing about this now is like the POV angle, and it could be a paper airplane. You could steal like an artist and maybe make it 11's newest product, or maybe your favorite 11 product, and see the POV of the bottle floating through. And maybe you're introducing the other stylist, or maybe you're going through the other products, and every product that the paper airplane flies by, maybe it has like what the ingredients are, and then goes to the next one. It's engaging, but because it's strategic point of view angle, but then you're also providing value through the information that you're providing throughout the video. And then the cool thing about the video, at the very end, it stops and somebody grabs it, and you show the person that grabs it, and they open it up, and it says like a message at the end. So from there, now we have this concept. Now let's plan the shots. You can do it in your notepad. You could do it in an actual notepad, whatever you need to do a step-by-step process. So you'll plan the shots. You will then film on your smartphone. And because these social media platforms are getting better and better and better, a lot of times we just edit right on the platforms. It's simple to, because the edit's simple, you can simply edit it on the social media platform of your preference. Or InShot is a favorite of ours because it's super easy to use. From there, now that the video is complete, you will then now create a caption, and then you'll distribute the content on all 4 of these social media platforms. And the last thing, I think one of the biggest steps that a lot of people miss is that they don't engage with their target demographic for the 20 minutes after posting. So as I mentioned before, once you post the content, the AI within the digital platform is going to share it with people based on the 5 hashtags you use, to the people that it thinks will find it interesting. So now that we've done that, we're now going to search hashtags or within like a 10-mile radius of your location and find people that might find it interesting as well and engage with their content. And we're not saying, hey, come check out my latest video. It's about X, Y, and Z. No, you're engaging with them about their content. You're liking, you're commenting, just providing value. And what we call this is tapping them on the shoulder, because now that we've put out some really great content that they will find valuable, you're now tapping them on the shoulder, and they're going to come back over and look at your post. And because you've targeted them properly, they're now going to know about you. They're going to know that you put out valuable information. Meanwhile, the AI of Instagram is sending it out to a select number of people to see if they engage with it. Now, when they comment on it or they ask questions, we want to immediately respond to those. So now we're actually on the platform, staying on offense, utilizing it in the best way. And then this tilts the algorithm in your favor. Anything you want to add on that, Al?
No, I love all of that. I just wanted to say, and I just saw one of my favorite beauty people that I follow on Instagram put out this reel today, but it was basically saying, like, it's crazy to wonder why people aren't engaging with your content if you're not engaging with other people's content. So I just wanted to mention that, like, at the end of the day, I know hairstylists, a lot of hairstylists are really frustrated by, like, I just wanted to be a hairstylist and be creative, but now I have to be a photographer and a social media influencer and content creator and all these things. And, like, what I will say to that is, yeah, you do. If you work for a company, typically you'll have help with this, which is amazing. If you are an independent stylist, then yes, a lot of this does fall on you, the promoting yourself, the self-promotion and marketing and all of those things. But this is the world we live in now. And if you want to reach the success of having really amazing brand partnerships, and like Mark said just earlier in this conversation where he was talking about our relationship with the 11 Australia, that didn't just happen because they saw us and they said, oh, let's have them on. Like, it's the relationship that we've built and the engagement that we've kind of provided back and forth and the support that we've given each other. And it works the same way with you and your clients. and the potential clients that are just your followers or people that are coming across your content. You really need to be out there on social media engaging with other people's content if you want to get the support in return. And it does, it's tough because yeah, we aren't just creatives anymore. We aren't just hairdressers. We do have to play all of these other roles. And social media is a huge, huge factor in our business now. We can't ignore that.
Yeah, and it's going to help you sell retail.
Yes, it is. Retail sales equal income goals. This is what we've been talking about the whole time. Retail should be part of your business. It should not be an afterthought. And I can't stress that enough. It should not be something that you're just, oh, did you want to take that product home that I used on you at the end of your service? It should be the very first thing, one of the very first things that they see when they first come across your social media or your salon page. I think this is something that salon company pages also need to do, as well as feature the products in their retail space as well, so that when the clients come in, they're expecting this. But retail sales should be built into your income goals for as a stylist and also as a salon owner. I couldn't even put a number on the success that I've had with retail, on the amount of money that I did each year. But I would say that probably if I, and I have done the math before, if I remember correctly, I would say retail probably was an extra $20,000 for me a year. I mean, I sold a ton of it, and I don't say sold. I wasn't selling. I was just educating my clients, and they would text me and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to your salon today. What should I purchase?" Instead of coming in and just asking someone at the desk or someone else in the salon, because they knew that I had that knowledge. They knew that it was built into me. Like I would be able to give them so much more information. Even guests who I wasn't doing their hair, and even now that I'm not doing hair regularly, I still get these texts all of the time because I've made retail and products such a huge part of my career. And so I would say is like, can you afford to not make an extra $20,000 this year? I think that amount of money sounds really, really good to a lot of people. And retail is just, it's something that you don't need extra time in your business to do. You don't need, it's not an extra service you need time to provide. It's literally giving yourself a raise so easily with no extra time, just a little bit of content and a little bit more effort into the salon. I always recommend that a stylist or a salon should have an 18% retail to service goal. So that's just a kind of a broad goal. If you're wondering how much retail should I be selling, make 18% of your services your goal. You can break this down to the day, you can break this down to the client. In our Elevate Planner, which we'll pull up here in a second, we have a space for planning this. And so yes, you should be setting those goals in your business, and 18% is a really good place to start.
Absolutely. So yeah, we can go into the next slide there, where it is the Elevate Planner, where being intentional, right, and holding yourself accountable to ensure that you hit your goals. We are no longer just working and crossing our fingers to make some money this year. We are being intentional about it. We know we're going to hit a point. We know where we want to be in 12 months. We're going to break that down to the month, to the week, to the day, and now to the actual client. And this tool is going to help you do that.
Yeah, so Mark and I created the Elevate Planner based off of my success behind the chair and the things that I felt that stylists needed to actually plan their success out. We talk a lot about goals and goal setting and how to achieve those goals. And for the first, I would say 5 years of my career, I didn't really set any goals. I just simply did hair. And then when my business started to grow and we started to grow a team, I realized that we needed to have more tools for a stylist to be able to learn from and to be able to use so that they could hit those goals that I was kind of giving them and coaching them to have. Say, for instance, the 18% retail goal. So the way that our Elevate Planner can be used and for this is there's a section for opportunities, which the top arrow is pointing to. So you can use this section to list opportunities of services or retail for the client. So you're kind of like pre-planning what your client should kind of be taking home that day based off of their hair concerns or their hair type. And then where the lower arrow is, it's pointing to an area where the service is scheduled for the day, what you've already got on your books for that day. And then the next section is your goal for the day. So your service goal is going to be specific to your salon or your clientele. But the retail goal underneath, you can kind of do the math and say, okay, what would 18% of that number be? And then record that so that you are really, really working towards a specific goal. If that maybe isn't the way that your brain works, everybody's brain works differently, just say 2 products per client. It's a really good place to start. If you have a goal for 2 products per client and every other client takes a product home that day, you'll probably still hit your 18% goal, but that way you're setting the bar a little bit high. So sometimes, depending on who I'm coaching, I'll give them a dollar amount or a percentage amount, and sometimes I will just give them a unit amount. So there is enough pages for the whole year in this book. It's a 12-month book, but you can start any time of the year. It is not month specific. So you can use it any time of the year and really use it to hit your service goals and your retail goals.
Yeah, this will hold you accountable. So you can go to mastermyndbeauty.com for this. And that leads us into our membership as well. So we actually just launched this today. So our Mastermind membership is called The Beauty Mind on mastermyndbeauty.com. And what we really wanted to do with this is to help take out all of the guesswork within using social media, within educating to ensure that you're pushing your business forward and keeping your mindset and your mindfulness just at tip-top shape, right? So within this membership, how it breaks down, it's $20 a month, and we start every single month with a webinar where we'll meet for 1 hour with everybody in the Beauty Mind, and we'll come in, we'll break down like how to use social media properly, what are some new trends that we're seeing, some other things to focus on. So you're always starting the month off right with the best mindset to execute and hit your goals. But from there, we also have weekly newsletters. So every Saturday, you'll get a new newsletter that's going to hold you accountable and remind you to post 3 to 5 times this week, give you some more insight and ideas, ensure that you are at the top of all industry news or different products that are coming out. So our weekly newsletters are designed to inform you and encourage you based on what we spoke about in the webinar, but also to hold you accountable to ensure that you're staying on track to reach your goals. The digital assets is really the foundation of everything, though, because what we've done is we've scanned the internet and found the best user-generated content from all different genres of business, and we've broken down how to actually do these in a simplistic way so that you can steal like an artist. So you no longer need to come up with an idea or like right off, maybe you can still use those different things like ChatGPT or come up with an idea, but you don't have to save anything yourself. We're going to come to you with just a plethora of really great content so you could see what really you think would be great content for you. And then we break down how to actually do it. So this is just taking out all the guesswork, and as we talk about a conveyor belt of social media with coming up with the idea, posting it, distributing it, and engaging with your target demographic, it can fall off because life gets so busy sometimes. But we're here to give you some really strong ideas, teach you how to do it. And then if you have any questions, you can go to our member forum and ask us any questions, and the community or some people on our Mastermind Beauty team will help you break down how to fix those pain points. And we could even cover it on the next month's webinar. So right now we just launched, but we're giving everyone that's on this today, if you use code 11 ELEVEN at checkout, you get the first month for free. So that's mastermyndbeauty.com under memberships, The Beauty Mind.
Yes, we are so excited about this, you guys. We have been putting so much thought and so much of our heart into the Beauty Mind membership. It's something that we've been trying to bring to life for a really long time, and we wanted to just make it really, really special. So we're finally there. We're really excited to bring a membership and just kind of pour our heart into a community and really just welcome the whole 11 Australia brand and community into our mastermind world and just pour education into you consistently, because what we find is that when we have these classes, you feel really inspired and you're really motivated, and it's like you start doing these product of the weeks and things like that, but then a couple weeks goes by or a month goes by and we stop because we lose that motivation and inspiration. So we really want to be able to give that to you consistently. And so we really just want to thank you guys for coming today. Thank you so much for being here. You can find us on Mastermynd Beauty. Alison Bellavie is my personal page. Mark Rodriguez TV is his. You can find any of our information we talked about today on mastermyndbeauty.com. And we're so excited to see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe here at 11 Australia Pro. Thank you to our producer, Luis, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
The luxury of self-destruction to be